Okay, so your question was, in the two sector, three sector, and four sector models, do we need to learn the case of capital market? Yes, of course. You have to include the capital market as well. In fact, capital market is actually one single unit of tertiary sector. Okay, because capital market, if you just see, it is not a part of primary sector and not even secondary sector, but tertiary sector, which finance the primary as well as secondary sector. Okay, so uh, because macroeconomics is a broader concept. Okay, so whatever we studied in microeconomics, it was just about the demand of one single individual or one household, that is one family, or one particular market, say Kalimpong, okay, uh, Gantok, Siliguri, or one district, or you can take it in a bit macro level. It will be state level. Okay, but we are talking about macroeconomics in the sense of a country. So you have to include everything. Okay, so I have highlighted few points out here that in microeconomics we discuss the concept of aggregate demand rather than individual demand or market demand or demand of a particular industry. So the meaning of this aggregate demand, we will start this chapter, that is income and employment. I don't know which chapter number it was. Maybe it was chapter number 12. I think so. Okay. So just after we do this numerical, we will start with that particular chapter. Okay. And then we will go to money, then banking, and then we have this public finance. Okay. Then government budget, macroeconomics finished, because national income we have already covered. Okay, so by the end of this month we will be able to complete the syllabus of macroeconomics, because macroeconomics you need to understand more than you learn things. Okay, so macroeconomics, it talks about the country. Okay, it doesn't talk about one single state, okay, or one particular firm, but it talks about the demand or the entire firms that is present in the country. Okay, so you need to understand that part. Now you know this already, still I want to repeat the same thing, that is final goods of all the sectors are included, that is be it primary sector, be it secondary sector or tertiary sector. Okay, and all the forms of markets are also included, be it money market, capital market, commodity market, factor market, okay, consumers market, and producers market. Okay, so all the forms of market are also involved. Okay, be it that your local hard bazaar, okay, be it your grocery store, be it a shopping mall, every market, every form of market are involved out here. Okay, including the petrol pump, okay, including that small shop which is in your local area. Okay, so all these are included in the macroeconomy. Okay, and we aggregate all the demands of the entire population of our country. Okay, so in aggregate demand we are actually referring to the total demand of the citizens of a country. So you are not talking about the demand of a particular commodity. Okay, say demand for Maggie, okay, demand for clothes, demand for the other items. We are not segregating separately. Okay, but we are combining all the demands together. Each and every single demand we are combining together. That is called the aggregate demand. Okay, and as I already said, that in macroeconomics we study about the economy of the entire country. So hence we can refer a country as an economy. Okay, just like in uh, microeconomics. Okay, I hope you remember that part. As I already said that one particular locality, it can be referred to as an economy, like Kalimpong as an economy, okay, Siliguri as an economy. So if you want to study the economic system of Kalimpong, then you can study about that, assuming Kalimpong to be an economy. Yes, you can do the study on that part, okay, but in macroeconomics, we are talking about the global economy. Okay, so the entire world. So in entire world, we have different countries, right? So we need to understand the economy of each and every single country. Okay, so each and every single country can be referred to as an economy, by the way. Okay, and it is a broader term, by the way. Okay, very large. It's very large. Whatever we are studying in class 12 right now, it is just you can say 1 or 2% of entire macroeconomics. Okay, now in macroeconomics we discuss about the problem of employment, okay, poverty, budget deficit, okay, excess aggregate demand. Okay, normally it is called excess demand because in macroeconomics demand is, by the way, always aggregate, isn't it? So deficient aggregate demand. Okay, so this aggregate I have included so that you can understand. I mean, the different, you can draw out the difference between demand and, I mean, the normal demand and aggregate demand. Okay, but whenever we say demand, okay, in macroeconomics, we are actually referring to the aggregate demand only. Okay, so keep this in mind. If I say in next chapters just only this demand, then please remember that we are talking about the aggregate demand. Okay, then excess aggregate supply. Okay, so because of this thing, okay, uh, this deficit demand and this excess demand, excess supply, deficit supply, this case of deflation and inflation, it occurs. Okay, so we will see that part, okay, how they are related to each other and how the government can control this problem of inflation and inflation, um, deflation, inflation, and other things. Okay, how the government control through its monetary policies as well as the fiscal policies. Okay, we will see all these things out here. Okay, now let us go. Yeah, the key takeaways. Okay, so since I didn't get any further question from your part, so I came up with this thing which you already know. Yeah, one more question was there. Um, can Provident Fund PF be counted in compensation of employees? Yes, 100%. EPF or simply PF, that is Employees Provident Fund or simply Provident Fund, is a part of COE because PF is already included in ESSS, that is Employees Social Service Scheme. So it's a part of this. Okay. Somewhere you will find the term ESI also. It's the same thing. Okay. Now OS, it is called operating surplus, right? So in operating surplus, it should be noted that it is the income that is generated from property. Okay, and from property you can find rent and interest. Okay, and income from proprietorship, that is your entrepreneurship. Okay, and it should be noted that royalty is already included in rent. Okay, so in OS, operating surplus, if you see very carefully, let me just show you out here only. Okay, so there are four factors of production, right? Land, labor, capital, and organization, proprietorship, whatever you want to say. Okay, So for land we get the factor income as rent. Okay, so wages, okay, capital, sorry, sorry, capital interest, okay, and for organization we get profit, right? So this is actually excluded in the operating surplus. So excluding wages and salaries, excluding the factor income from labor, land, capital, and organization. If you combine these together, you will get operating surplus. Okay, keep this in mind, by the way. Okay, it should be remembered. Now let us go to the other PDF. Yeah. Okay. Now in operating surplus, this implicit rent, implicit interest, COE, that is the compensation of employees, and MI, mixed income, are not included in operating surplus. Okay. Because in mixed income, uh, yeah, in mixed income, rent can be there, but along with there may be salary also, right? So you must exclude MI. Yeah, but if there is any kind of data from which you can separate the wages and salaries from MI, then yes, remaining, that is rent or interest, whatever you are getting, that is the profit, you can include in OS. But no part of COE will be included in OS. Okay, yeah, that is it. There are no further questions, but still I want to show you. I hope you will be able to uh, understand from this particular picture. Let me just show you. Please hold on. I just want to see one more thing, if there is anything missing out here. Okay, yeah, if I come across with that part, I will let you know. Okay, I'm not finding that. Anyway, so let us assume that this is your capital market. Okay, this is your money market. Okay, this is your Bollywood industry, for example. Okay, this is your ordnance factory in India, which is producing guns and ammunitions in our country. Okay, this is your, say, Reliance. Okay, and this is your say, I mean the overall production of West Bengal. Okay, and this is the production of goods and services from other states. Okay, let us make a quite bigger one. Okay. And other small scale industries, okay, that handmade industries and all. Okay, and other service sectors like entertainment, okay, hotels, okay, and tourism. Okay, then you have this telecommunication sector, etc. Okay, so many sectors are here. Okay, now these sectors will be inside the country, isn't it? I hope you can understand from this particular picture. Okay, so this bigger circle, as you can see out here, which includes all these small circles, isn't it? So this bigger circle is actually your macroeconomics. So that's why when we are studying about macroeconomics, capital market should be included, because capital market is just one single unit of the entire economy. Okay, so everything needs to be included in macroeconomics when you are studying. Okay, when you are studying this macroeconomics, you have to aggregate all the demand and supply. Okay,